My name is Riley, and I have been a Get Trained Coaching client since August of 2024. Before I started working with Get Trained Coaching, I injured my back and was dealing with 5 or 6 years of chronic back pain. I would go through these cycles of it feeling better, like I'd maybe made some progress, and then it would flare up. And this would happen in between every 2 and 6 weeks. I never knew when it was going to happen or how I was going to re-injure myself. It's hard to describe how excruciatingly painful this back pain was, but it was excruciating and debilitating. I couldn't go to the bathroom by myself. I'd have to army crawl to get there. I couldn't sleep in my own bed. I couldn't pick up my children, get in my car. My husband would have to call out of work just to help me take care of our kids because it was so bad. And I had tried a lot of things. I had done a lot of chiropractic care. It was basically the only thing keeping me functioning. I worked out more, I worked out less. I had an amazing trainer. I had done physical therapy, I think 20 rounds of physical therapy. I had x-rays prior to an MRI, and nothing could solve my problem. And I had gotten to this place where I just anticipated having to live like that or ultimately having to have surgery. It didn't seem like there was any other way out of the pain and the constant cycle of, okay, I think I'm fine, to I'm not fine at all. And that's when Get Trained Coaching happened. I'm having trouble getting through this testimonial because it makes me so emotional to think about my life before Get Trained Coaching and my life after. But I can do anything that I want to do now. I can ride in a car for a long period of time without being worried that it's going to cause me to have a flare-up. I can deadlift, I can run, I can ride a bike, I can swing dance with my husband, I can pick up my kids and not have to be worried that at any point, if I'm alone with them, that I will be injured. I don't even think about my back anymore, and that is saying a lot because for 5 years, it controlled my life. Worrying about every little twinge or ache or pain, and worried that it was going to send me off a cliff of pain. And now I don't think about it at all. And that is incredible. Before I worked with Get Trained Coaching, I was hesitant to work with them because I had tried so many other things, like I've mentioned already, that I had thrown so much time, money, and energy and emotional resources into trying to overcome my back pain, that when I stumbled upon Get Trained Coaching, I just wasn't sure. I didn't know if it was something that would help me, and I didn't want to be disappointed again. And I didn't want to have hope again because I didn't want to have all of that come crashing down when it didn't help. But the assessment and the personalized training programs, the strength assessment, all of these little pieces that you do as you are looking at becoming a client and when you are a client, they really showed me that the Get Trained Coaching process is different. They look at your physical limitations, your range of motion limitations, what kind of squat pattern you should be in because of your physical body. And these little things just started to build my confidence more and more towards believing in the process and believing that this is something that could potentially move me out of chronic pain. And one of the most amazing things about the Get Trained Coaching team is that it feels like you're their only client. They are so responsive. They build a program that works for you and your needs and your specific problems, and no two clients' programs are ever the same. I was shocked at the responsiveness. If I had a question, if I didn't understand something, if I had a flare-up with my back and I just needed help, they were there ready to help me nearly immediately. And they were never panicked or worried. They know that that's part of the process, and they help you understand it. They help you know exactly what to do next, and they give you a process and a step-by-step to do it, and they walk you through the entire flare-up until it's over. In my time, especially early on with Get Trained coaching, I only had 2 or 3 flare-ups, and all of them were pretty minor. There was one bigger one, but in the education process of being a Get Trained coaching client, I have learned that my capacity to handle stress was maxed out every single day. And so when anything else would add to that, it would push me over the edge. And I had no idea that my chronic back pain could be associated with stress. And so I know this isn't exactly the right time to mention it, but one of the most incredible benefits that I have received from working with Get Trained coaching is a larger capacity to handle stress of life, and new stressors when they come up, because we all know they come up all the time. And my ability to handle life has expanded and become so much more, I'm just more resilient to life and life stresses. And my back is my litmus test, and my back hasn't had any issues in a year. And I never thought I would get to the point of being able to say that that was the case. I cannot recommend Get Trained coaching with more fervor and energy and excitement than I do right now. Get Trained coaching is for people who are in pain, who've tried everything, and who are motivated and desire the life that they had before. And I would say my life is way better than it was before. So if you want to get out of chronic pain, and if you're motivated, then Get Trained coaching is the right place for you. I can't recommend it enough. I recommend it to all of my friends, and anybody who mentions any kind of pain ever, I tell them that Get Trained coaching is the place for them. It takes work. It takes a lot of effort, but being in chronic pain took more effort than it did to get out of pain. And I lift more weight than I ever have lifted. I'm stronger than I ever have been, and my body feels younger than it did prior to working with Get Trained coaching. And if you're wondering if this is the right place for you, let me promise you that it is. If you want personalized coaching with people who genuinely care about you and your recovery, and you're willing to put in the work, and you're ready to be out of pain, Get Trained coaching is exactly where you need to be.